Howdy y'all, this is Tom from T&D Outdoor Adventures. Today we're going to be talking more about rods and reel setups, more about preferences, dislikes, more to likes. Also we're going to talk about the setups that we're going to be using for our upcoming fishing trip down to Lake Norfolk in Arkansas. So first up, David's going to get started. Looks like he's going to be grabbing either his ultralight.
Okay, I'll just start off with my lightest pole. I got a Zebco Microlight. This is actually a ground score, believe it or not. It was at a lake. I asked everybody around if it was their fishing pole. Nobody said it was theirs, and everybody pretty much said, hey, if it's nobody's, take it. So I did. I ended up taking the reel off, putting an Abu Garcia Cardinal S5 on there, got 4-pound line. A lot of times what I like to do with this light line, is tie little topwater popping flies, catch anywhere from bluegill to crappie to bass, you name it, it catches them. And it's also a real fun smallmouth rig if you get into like small creeks. I believe it's 4.5 feet, or no, might be about 4.5 foot long. But anyway, it's a really light, sensitive tip rod. Microlight suggests that. It's a good rod. Something fun to fish on. I'll let him talk about his first rod.
Right off the bat, I would have had my Microlight, but I ended up breaking it in half last year, and I haven't gone out and purchased a new one yet. So I'm bringing my little collapsible crappie duster jig pole. The top pops off here, and it extends out. Well, what would you say? About 8?
Yeah, probably
about 8-9 feet,
somewhere around there.
Comes with its own line. This is what I'm mainly going to be using for, like I said, crappie, bait fish, something small, something that I can just hook it real fast, pull it up, put it on my line on another rod, go out and start fishing with it.
Next rod up in my arsenal was actually my girlfriend's rod, but she decided she likes a different style of rod and reel, but it's an Ugly Stik GX2. It's the pink female version, but I don't care about the color. It's a 6 foot. It's a medium. I got 8-pound line on it. I use this for all my finesse fishing for bass, weightless, wacky rigs, stuff like that. Anything that's real light that honestly on my bait caster is hard to get out there and accurately. I do love the Ugly Stiks. I wish it was a one piece, but I'm not going to complain there. Ugly Stik has one of the best warranties. They're some of the best rods. If you've never fished with one and you want to start off with a rod and reel, I would go get yourself an Ugly Stik GX2 combo. Comes with a Shakespeare reel, and it works. It just flat out works.
Yeah, my next setup is another Ugly Stik GX2, and this one, difference from his, is this one's a 7-foot medium action rod with the another Abu Garcia reel. Which one's this one?
I believe it's the Cardinal S20.
Yep, S20. It's a little bit bigger than the S5, but still great reel. Love this thing. Had this thing for, I'd say, about a year now, a little over a year.
And a little piece of information: the S5 is like a $20 reel. This S20 is like a $25, $30 reel. The rod's about $40. So right there, you're not spending a fortune, but it's a really good rod and reel setup.
This was my go-to until about a week ago, whenever he showed me how to use a bait caster, and I started messing with them a lot more. So this one's more of my go-to, more of a all-around area kind of a fishing rod, something I'm very comfortable with.
Up next for me, like he said, I got him into bait casters about a week ago. I only currently have one that's up. I have another rod that I'm not going to show you. The reel was all messed up, but this is my main bass fishing rod. This is what I use all the time. It's an Abu Garcia Vengeance, 7-foot medium heavy. I really love medium heavies in a bait caster. That stiffer blank makes it way easier to cast them out there. I really like the split grips. And this rod was 50 bucks, only $10 more than an Ugly Stik rod. You know, you're still not spending that much money. Where I spent the real money was on the reel. I went out and after about 2 months of fishing with a different reel, decided that I needed something better. So I went out and got the Abu Garcia Revo S, and that is 8 bearing system. It's got the carbon brakes. It's a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio, so it's right there in the middle. It's got plenty of power to pull every bass that I've caught on it so far. And it's, I believe, 22 inches per turn. It's somewhere around there. So if you're turning it fast, it's cooking in here. So you can fish your rage blades, buzz baits, you know, and not have to reel as much, and it's going to be cooking in. He's going to talk about his bait caster. Like he said, about a week ago I got him turned on to bait casters, and he really wanted to get one, and he really went a cheap route, and it still works. It's, you know, works just the same as mine. It's just, you know, his preference on what he wanted to go with.
Yep, I went with the Abu Garcia Black Max bait caster. This was on a combo, reel and rod combo at Cabela's. It's got the Cabela's Pro Guide medium heavy action. The only thing that I'm kind of bummed about with this one is it's a 2-piece rod. But besides that, I went fishing with this thing a couple days now. At first I hated them because I never got down bait casters, but since I started messing with them and I was kind of given a tutorial on how to set it up, how to use it, I really like them. Very, very innovative to today's day and age in fishing.
Alright, next up on my list, this is a rod I'm going to be using in Arkansas. It's not my rod and reel, it's actually my dad's, but it's a 7-foot Shakespeare Tiger medium action catfish rod, and I got his Mitchell 300 spinning reel on it. Again, this rod probably costed anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks, I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't even remember where we got it from. But the Mitchell 300, that's probably, like I said, $20–30, and it's a really good reel. You know, it's a solid feeling reel, and Mitchell has been around forever. The Mitchell 300 rod and reel. I'll actually, before this video's over, go grab the old version that's about 40 to 50 years older than this, and it's still a Mitchell 300. So they work, and they've been making them forever.
And talking about catfish rods, I went out and went to Bass Pro Shop and picked up another rod and reel combo. This is the Zebco Catfish Fighter. This setup was about 45 bucks. It came with the rod, reel. The reel's supposed to has a little bite detector, but batteries are dead. Never really worked very well. But still a great rod. Caught catfish, gar, bass. I mean, it's just a big, heavy action rod. Great so far. Haven't had any complaints. Good action in the tips. I like it.
And my last pole I'm going to show you, besides the older Mitchell 300 reel, is this real long 9-foot medium action Ugly Stik GX2. Again, Ugly Stik. We both fish Ugly Stik a lot. It's a really good brand. They have a 7-year warranty, and yeah, this one I use for crappie fishing. I'm going on a fishing trip, like we said, to Lake Norfolk. We're going striper fishing, and I really want a long rod with a lot of flex in it to fight those fish. Like I said before, I have a medical issue right now that I'm going through, and I don't want to have a real stiff rod to fight in a big fish. So I would rather let the rod and the reel fight the fish than me doing all the fighting. And then lastly, before we end this video, like I said, I wanted to show you, here's the new Mitchell 300. It was bought last year, the year before that, you know, brand new one. And then this, it's a little dirty, but this is my dad's rod and reel from back in the 70s, maybe even 60s. I'd have to check with him, but it's a Shakespeare rod. It's so worn you can't even read what it is. But there is the old version of the Mitchell 300, and they still make them. They're a good rod or reel setup, so it's another budget reel you can go with. But anyway, that's just showing the most expensive rod I have is my bait caster, and altogether it probably cost me right under $200. His bait caster only costed him, what was it, $70?
It was $75 after tax.
So you can go out, get a $75 bait caster, you can go out and get a $600 bait caster, and same with spinning rods and reels. They're all gonna work, and it's just your preference how much money you want to spend and really what you prefer. I prefer ugly sticks. They're cheap, but they work, and they're really good rods. But anyway, that's it for now. Remember, like, subscribe, share this video. I'm David from T&D Outdoor Adventures, and we'll see you next time.